Hey friends, and welcome back to Smoltzy and Friends. I'm going to need you to listen all the way through this one. This is going to be one of those, if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. I'm also going to apologize up front because I might be bouncing around because sometimes the stories that matter most aren't that polished. They show up in parking lots. My wife and I stopped at one of those big DIY warehouse stores. You know, the ones with concrete floors, warehouse ceilings, gray carts everywhere. We went in for patio furniture. When we got there, we were delayed by a gentleman passionately selling leaf guard systems. We listened, we smiled. We now have an appointment this Monday. We ended up walking out without any patio furniture. But in the parking lot, I noticed a young man trying to help an elderly woman get to her vehicle. She could barely walk. He was trying his best to help her, but you could hear the frustration creeping in his voice. He said, "Can you get your cart over this curb? If your car is truly over here, this is the only way to get it there." I continued walking to my car, and I noticed she did not want to leave the cart. She believed her car was nearby, and he believed it wasn't. You could see the tension creeping up. I started to turn around and head towards the gentleman because something inside of me said, "Don't get in your car yet." So I stepped over and asked, "Ma'am, can I help you?" The young man quickly said, "Yes, she thinks her car is over here, but the remote isn't showing it." He handed me the keys. I thanked him for helping and said, "I'd take it from here, my friend." I asked her what color the car was. She said gray. Now, if you ever stood in a parking lot full of gray SUVs and trucks, you know that's a tall order. And I didn't want to run around clicking the remote, especially depending on the strength of the battery. My top priority now was her safety. We'll call her Miss Eleanor. I noticed she had plants in her cart and had been near the lumber area outside. So I asked her to slowly walk with me. We were almost side by side, but she moved carefully and deliberately. So I clicked the remote once, then twice, then 3 times, and nothing obvious yet. The whole time I kept on talking with her, assuring her she was safe and that we would find her vehicle. She called it her gray old lady. As we walked towards the garden area, I continued clicking the remote. She gently told me, "You're going the wrong way, sir." And then I saw it, a faint blinking of lights ahead. "There she is," I said. She looked and said, "That's not mine." I smiled. I said, "Look, she's blinking at you." And then I clicked for her to see it. "Oh, bless you, my son, bless you," she said. "My husband gets frustrated because I'm so independent." Not confusion, not stubbornness, independence. As we continued toward the truck, another SUV slowed down. The lady rolled down her window and asked Miss Eleanor, was she okay? She said yes. I made eye contact with the 2 ladies and said, "All is good and she is safe." My wife and I saw her wandering, and I stepped in. They told me she had been looking for her vehicle before they went into the store, and she was still looking for her vehicle when they came out. It was at least 10 minutes. 10 minutes in a large parking lot feels like an hour when you can barely walk. I assured them we had found it. They nodded in relief. And I thought to myself, that's community. When we reached the vehicle, she looked at it again and quietly said she was embarrassed because she parked terribly. "Look at that parking job, sir." I laughed in relief and I said, "You are so funny, Miss Eleanor." I clicked the remote one more time. The lights blinked. She smiled. We loaded her truck exactly how she wanted it. She reached out her hand and said, "Thank you. God bless you. I've been looking for a good while." And that was it. But here's why I'm telling you this. There was frustration by the young man. There was confusion by Miss Eleanor. There was vulnerability for Miss Eleanor. There was a moment where someone could have driven away with her. Miss Eleanor is someone's wife, someone's aunt, someone's mother, somebody's grandmother, somebody's great-grandmother, and somebody's friend. I got a question. How many times have we seen something like that and just got in our cars? We hear so much about what's broken in the world in moments where people go missing. We don't hear enough about the small moments that quietly go right. My wife and I were not so busy that we couldn't give 5 minutes. And maybe that 5 minutes meant she drove home feeling capable instead of defeated. So here's the nudge today. Reach out to your loved ones. Be patient in parking lots. Make eye contact. Offer reassurance. Give time when you can. Our elderly community doesn't need reminders of what they can't do. They need reminders that they're seen, and the next time you're about to get in your car and pull away, pause. You just never know when that moment is your assignment for that day. Until next time, my friends, be kind, be present, and don't drive off too fast.